It is important to recognise as soon as possible where a patient is in their journey. I mean, if we can give them a heads-up warning that they might be approaching the last 12 months of their life, that then gives them and their carers the opportunity to make the sorts of plans, to reset the sorts of goals that they might otherwise not think about. And that's really important both for them and also for us as we're helping them proceed through this last stage of their life.
It is a real shock to the system, no matter how well prepared you are for it. And of course, 5 minutes later, you're in the car driving home and you think, wow, we've got some serious thinking to do here.
When it comes to patients looking at what the priorities are, in the last, for example, what might be the last 12 months of their life, it might be a conversation that might start as, not that it's going to happen, of course it's not going to happen, but if you were to pass away tonight and you knew it, what would you do differently? Okay, well, let's pull that out. Let's step back from that. What about if you knew it was going to be a week? What if you knew it was going to be a month? What about if you knew it was going to be 12 months? In some ways, it's a really simple question, and in other ways, it's a really profound one. And these are questions that I think are really important for all of us, but particularly for those who may actually be in that situation. When it comes to talking about goals of care that patients might have in what might be their last 12 months of life, it's important to remember it's not just about the procedures. It's not just about having this test or not having this test. It's also about what are the things that the patient really wants to do. And it's going to be different for everybody. For one person, it might be seeing the birth of their first great-grandchild. For another person, it might be the simple pleasure of sitting on their back veranda as the sun goes down, because it's what is important for that person. And that's the thing that we need to keep in mind. And that's really the positive message and the thing that we need to focus on. It's about the living of the last few months of life. It's about the living.
We did a lot of travelling, despite the fact of the horrified look of some of our medical advisors. We jumped on 747s and went round the world half a dozen times to achieve the sorts of things that Sonia wanted to achieve in the last few years of her life. And it probably wasn't a bright thing to do with lung problems, to be flying here, there and everywhere, but we managed it, and she came through it with flying colours.
Oh, there she is, yeah. That's when we took her back to the Philippines.
Right.
Going back to the Philippines was definitely a high priority for Mum. In addition to other priorities, making sure things were right for her kids and for Bernie and for the family that she was leaving behind. I suppose we actually didn't really talk about a bucket list as such and sort of things that she really wanted to do. We just knew that she wanted to go back home, and we knew that that would not only be empowering for her, but I suppose empowering for us, knowing that we could still do that she was still, we could still physically make that happen. And so I suppose Bernie and I really took it upon ourselves to, why not get you back to the Philippines? We can do that, let's do it.